Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the September 11th, 2020 edition of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Luke the Big Dog Williams, Caleb Black. It is time to talk Smackdown. And again, it's a tale of two stories. Raw, thumbs down. Smackdown, big thumbs up.
Yes.
We're going to get...
Although, with Raw, it was highlights and it was low lights. Smackdown, there is some low lights.
Right, I totally agree. We opened the show, though, with a highlight. A Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns promo. Where Paul Heyman does all the talking, where Roman Reigns stands silently, statuesquely, holding the championship, and the entire time putting over Jey Uso.
Yes.
Jey then comes to the ring.
Cuts his promo, talking about how their family, that they've gone together forever, and Paul Heyman, we've been friends.
Hold on, is it Jey or Jimmy Uso?
It's Jey.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I had a thought in my head, like, what did I just... Did I call the wrong
No,
Uso?
you got the right one.
All right, sorry about freezing, everybody. I my brain froze.
Paul Heyman, you've been friends with our family for years. I have nothing but respect for you.
Right.
And then, of course, Roman finally says something, and he goes, "This ain't like when we were kids because I'm going to beat your ass."
Right, and then Jey Uso, bro, we ain't kids anymore. We're grown men. We could be about it right now.
Yeah.
Then, of course, the interruption with King Corbin and Sheamus. King Corbin, great. I hate it when people abuse their power because this is nepotism.
Speaking with a crown and a scepter.
Classic heel diatribe ends up evolving into a challenge from Jey Uso to a tag match later on.
Well, Sheamus comes out looking like one of the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
And which I dig the gimmick.
So do I. I love it.
If he's not going to be with Cesaro, I don't want the fella... Sheamus angle. I want something fresh, and that's
exactly what they're doing with Sheamus. And honestly, it's like you've said in previous times, he's really like the MVP player of SmackDown right now.
Yes,
he
most
really
certainly.
is.
Him and Cesaro.
Jey Uso then beats on Corbin, beats on Sheamus. Roman Reigns does nothing but stand there. We cut out later on. They go to the back. We got ourselves a tag match main event schedule.
Yes.
I gave the whole segment a 3.
I believe that I gave it a 4.
Yes, you did. Yeah, it was a great opening segment. Solid way to
sold what it needed to sell. You got your main event sold for the night. Yeah. Roman does nothing but smile and smirk.
And Roman not disparaging Jey is a really unique touch.
Not to mention, you get Jey Uso on a microphone, which you don't get very often.
And he can talk.
And he can actually put it over without actually having to follow. He was leading, and I think that's
cool. Then we get right into business with an Intercontinental title match between Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Sami Zayn comes out and says, "No, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. You guys can have this match." Adam Pearce comes out.
I'm the tag team champion.
Kane is the tag team champions. Ejects Sami Zayn from the match, and the match begins. Honestly, for me, it was a little clunky, and this is why. While AJ Styles was countering, the way he was countering moves really made it just look like Jeff Hardy was off a step.
Yes.
And while we both know that he wasn't, that's what it looked like.
It did. And if it looked like that to us...
It probably looked that way to everybody watching. It looked like that way
to several people.
So the quality was kind of down. They had a couple of flashy spots. Jeff Hardy went up for the hook hesitation drop kick.
Yeah.
AJ Styles just kind of moved, and Jeff Hardy ate it. And then on the outside, as AJ rolls out, Sami Zayn comes out and attacks AJ Styles. So AJ Styles technically wins the match, but costs AJ Styles his Intercontinental title.
Correct.
I gave the whole segment, interruption, interference, everything a 2.5.
I give it a 2, and I give it a 2 for the same reason I say every week. It seems like it's repetitive. I don't like finishes.
Yeah, agreed.
If it's a title match, it should be one way or the other, especially when you're giving away something like this on such a important show, the 9/11 Smackdown, the American face paint.
Jeff Hardy's face paint, by the way, awesome.
I think that you could have told the ending of that story better, and still then had Sami Zayn come in and interject. Also, I think Sami Zayn should have attacked Jeff Hardy and not the heel.
Agreed. It should have immediately been on Jeff, but it leaves up some levity to get into this three-way feud a little bit, because now AJ can say that Sami cost him that title shot. Obviously, we'll get the Intercontinental Championship unification match that's going to happen between the three of them in some way. Yeah. It's probably going to be a ladder match.
Probably.
That's going to be my call. Then we go to commercial break. We come back with Jeff Hardy getting looked at by a trainer. Sami Zayn comes in. Jeff attacks him. Then we go into another segment where the Artist Collective, Smackdown Tag Team Champions, are in the Championship Lounge And Private Party appears, telling him, y'all go handle your business, have your match. We'll watch. We'll hang out in your room and eat your snacks.
We want the snacks.
Then we get into a Lucha House Party Artist Collective match, which was very good.
Yeah, it's very
good. Athletic. Once again, Lucha Heart. In any other universe, people would really, really give a shit about this match, and they should. Because athletically speaking, these are four of the top athletes in the business.
Agreed.
Lucha House Party snakes the win after you see Private Party up on the screen, throwing a great big party.
I'm going to stop you right now.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
The scene where they're in the lounge, up on the scene.
Yep.
You see Matt Riddle in the background. You also see Shorty G in the background. And they're friendly. Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am,
don't believe
Shorty G tried to take the King's ransom out on Matt Riddle, and now they're friends?
Well, you remember before Shorty G came out and apologized to Matt Riddle.
Yeah, but then he attacked him again.
Well, no, Corbin attacked him. Shorty G just kind of stood there.
No. Last week's Smackdown,
that's right.
he went heel.
He did attack him again.
So...
Yeah. So where do your allegiances lie, Shorty G?
Yeah, you.
We're on to you. Anyway, Lucha House Party snakes the win on the Tag Team Champions, again, setting up for this great champion versus champion tag match next week on Raw.
Not where I seen that match ending with what... I don't know if they changed directions with the Lucha House Party and they're not going to break them up.
Yeah.
I think WWE has broke up enough tag teams this week.
Yeah.
That they didn't need to do it again.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
But I thought it was decent. I gave it a 3.
Yeah. I gave it a 3 as well. Bayley promo talking about how she had to attack her best friend. It's the same recycled, I turned heel on my best friend because my best friend's holding me back, riding my coattails. Went on for way too long.
Was a Charlotte Flair promo from Bayley.
Went on way too long. Just completely lost me. Didn't care. I gave it a 1.
I got to see Bayley. That's the only reason I gave it a 1.
Yeah. Then we lead right into the Fatal 4-Way match between Tamina, Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross for a championship opportunity against Bayley at
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions.
Clash of the Champions.
And Clash of Champions. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. As soon as Nikki Cross came out and started walking down and the camera panned around her, Luke goes, and here comes Bayley. And as soon as he said it, Bayley comes in with a chair shot to Nikki Cross. Yep. This match was so bad.
I think the best way to describe it is a car crash.
I don't know if they got lost. I don't know what happened. Tamina wasn't bumping. The best part of that match was Alexa Bliss hitting Nikki Cross with the Sister Abigail.
Yes.
But even then, Alexa Bliss having a great match and then zones out and starts looking for the Fiend. And then she attacks Nikki and then she walks away.
I get it. I think that the best way to play that off would have had to have him come up on one of the screens in this spot and then come up on the screen in that spot.
If there would have been something physical that would have triggered that reaction, I get it.
Yeah.
But to have her come out and completely change mid-match just made it look bad.
For the longest time during that match, it was mostly Tamina and Lacey Evans. They recycled the same set of sequence twice.
Yep.
In the same match twice.
And then Nikki Cross... Lacey Evans hits the woman's right on Tamina. Nikki Cross gets out of the way and then hits her with a move, but then Lacey Evans gets the pins broken up by Tamina, and then Nikki wins against Tamina with a roll-up.
The thing is, that the last breakup for the pinfall, when Tamina jumped across the ring, there was no cover.
No,
Lacey Evans was still on her stomach.
Yeah, not to mention she was right underneath the rope, so breaking up the cover wasn't even necessary.
Clunky finish. The neck breaker was sweet. Nikki Cross's finish has always looked decent.
Happy to say that Nikki Cross won the match, and she's the number 1 contender for the women's title on Smackdown.
Only person viable, in my opinion.
The match itself went to shit. I gave it a 1.
I believe I
gave it a 2.
I think I gave it a 2, and only because Nikki Cross won.
Right.
Now, what I see happening, spoiler alert, Nikki Cross will beat Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Champion because Sasha Banks will come back and cost her the belt.
Yeah, and once again, and now
I'm okay with this.
Now here we are caught in this 4-way feud between two groups of friends who aren't friends anymore. It's a big recycled diatribe.
Yes.
Otis wrestles Morrison at the singles match. Good little match. wasn't clunky. Wasn't bad. Otis picks up the win.
Very enjoyable match.
But The Miz runs away with the lunchbox, and they find out that the contract's not in the lunchbox, that the contract's in the lunchbox inside the briefcase now. And Morrison, when they finally get to the back, opens up a lunchbox with a rotten apple core.
And then The Miz makes a phone call.
Yeah, The Miz says, I'm going to handle this, makes a phone call. Who's he calling? Don't know. Call him Madman Fulton.
What Sonya Deville's attacker. That's a bad joke.
Oh my god. I just got that.
No, honestly, I know this is going to date us a lot.
Sure.
I dig the Rocky Bullwinkle moose and squirrel thing.
The hijinks.
The Scooby-Doo almost.
Yeah, the bait and switch constantly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I laughed out loud. It's probably one of the highlights
Here's
of the
the thing. I shit on things that I don't take seriously a lot unless it entertains me in a way that doesn't make me question it.
Right.
This is hokey and it's dumb, but it's funny. And it's not overproduced. It's simple. Bait and switches, and they work like that. They can make Miz and Morrison look stupid.
Right. See, I'm a big fan of what Santino did when he was working.
Right.
Because it was funny and it was done right.
Right.
And I think that
there is a way to do comedy, and they're doing it right this way. Then we get into a Firefly Funhouse segment, where Bray Wyatt is going to introduce his new parrot compadre, and the parrot is dead in a box.
Fantastic.
And then he goes on to mention that he's lost the belt, and then Devil Vince McMahon puppet appears, goes to Bray Wyatt. He's like, "You lost the belt, kid. Now you've got an overseer." And they introduce the Walrus, who is the network executive overseer, who looks a lot like Paul Heyman.
A lot like Paul Heyman.
To intervene and control the Firefly Funhouse. It's very meta. It's very like, okay, now Vince is getting involved in my shtick. Which is apropos to the WWE climate. So it's like a joke within a joke, but there's some realism to it.
Yes.
And it has to make you wonder if, like, Vince, if that comes from a creative place of Vince genuinely trying to interfere with the Firefly Funhouse.
Right. It all fits together. It's good shit.
Yeah, it's very funny. It is good shit. Yeah.
I give it a 4.
I gave it a 3.
I thought it was hilarious.
I was entertained. Oftentimes I missed the boat with the Firefly Funhouse, but this one got me. Main event tag match time. Jey Uso against Sheamus and King Corbin with Roman Reigns as his tag team partner. And once again, Luke makes a great call. Jey Uso's in there taking some of the heat, starts winning. Roman Reigns' music hits, and as soon as Roman Reigns comes out, Luke's like, Jay's going to win this match before he gets to the ring. Had him beat. Roman blind tag, come in, spear, 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso busts his ass all over the place. Roman Reigns takes the victory away from him.
I think the most fantastic part of the whole situation is they're up on the apron, or up on the stage, and Jey reaches out, grabs Roman's hand, lifts it up in the air, and he kind of gives him that look like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, don't grab my title.
The best part is that he mouthed, "Don't touch my title," as they went off the air.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that was character.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Or if he was like, "Hey, man,
this is my time.
Don't touch my belt."
Yeah,
like
don't touch my shit. Get your balls off my drum set.
You're gonna make me laugh, and then this is all for nothing.
Overall, again, it's a really strong build because they're not inherently making Roman Reigns be a dick to Uso.
Correct.
They're letting Uso get this shine, and obviously, I don't think Uso's going to beat him. I
think it's going to be a squash.
Clash of Champions. But it's a very different way to book this type of story, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
It makes Roman come off as strong as he has in a long time.
Without looking like an outright prick, even though we acknowledge that he's an outright prick.
Right.
Like, it's perfect. It's very well done.
It's Roman Reigns acting like he's Brock Lesnar.
Right. We both gave it a 3.5. My total overall for the show was a 2. Luke's was a 1.5. There were a lot of things we liked.
Again, like Raw, I gave it a 1.5 as a show as a whole. Show wasn't bad.
No, actually, this was one of the better It was certainly better than the last 2 weeks of SmackDown.
Right. The rating altogether, like I said, the lows just kind of outweighed the highs. Yeah. But it was a decent show. Yeah. It was entertaining.
Agreed. Guys, that covers us up for SmackDown. What did you think about Roman Reigns and Jey Uso? What do you guys think about the Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross storyline? Let us know in the comments down below after you like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. And stay tuned because our NXT review is coming up right now.
None of us.